Let's go in the North. What Darko Rajakovic and the Toronto Raptors have done is one of the great stories in the league this season. They're 29-19. And in the Eastern Conference, which has a bit of an open door, sure, Detroit's been terrific. But Grant, Toronto looks dangerous because they've got matchup nightmare players. Brandon Ingram's had a sensational year. Scotty Barnes, RJ Barrett. How about a red-hot Emmanuel Quickley? And if you're Toronto and you're trying to convince your front office what you're capable of, they went to Oklahoma City on Sunday and late in that game grinded out a win. The Raptors are certainly intriguing. What do you think of them ahead of the deadline?
So I've been so impressed with the coaching job and everything that they've done so far this season. It's really cool to see a team, and let's keep in mind that they're healthy, right? Well, for the most part, and we'll get to Pirtle in a second, but that is something they've been missing Quickly a lot since he's been there in Toronto. They've Scotty Barnes has had injury problems. Brandon Ingram, we know, has so many injury problems in his career. So to see them all clicking in that way and playing great defense, especially with Scotty Barnes out there, that is something that I've just been really impressed with. But going to this trade deadline, you have to remember they have a lot of money on the books in the future. And I mentioned Pirtle, and they really do like Pirtle there as a center, but injuries have really stacked up against him, and there's concerns there. There's real concerns about when he can get back and what his longevity looks like with that team. So whether it's his contract or RJ Barrett, who, while he is a good player, that the fit hasn't been perfect with him, with those other guys. And even Emmanuel Quickley, who's had a really nice season so far, he has a really large contract for quite a few years. So you can see why Toronto might look to consolidate some of these contracts and try to go for a bigger fish, whether it be a Giannis or an Anthony Davis or a Sabonis, or maybe they're throwing their name in once they, rumors get flown around about Jaren Jackson. They're looking for a big that can really help them. And if it means consolidating some of the contracts I said, that's something they would do. Now, you have to also remember the team that's acquiring these players. Usually when you're giving away a player like an Anthony Davis or Sabonis, you're not trying to take back a lot of money. That's usually not the goal of these teams. So that's where all the assets come in. That's where the draft assets come in. And the Toronto Raptors have a lot. They have almost all of their draft capital. So they could be major players when all is said and done. It's just at what level do they want to go for? Do they want to try to be opportunistic and try to do a buy low on a player? Or do they say, hey, let's go all in and see if we can get a Giannis to our team? But at the end of the day, I will say this. The Toronto Raptors are real in terms of their interest out there. They have put it out there that they are buyers and they want to make a move. Will they? It might actually, again, all depend if Giannis gets moved or not. I'm sorry it has to. So many of these, I'm just going to have to end it with that because really the league is watching and waiting to find out.
We are all watching and waiting to see if there will be any sort of white smoke from Fiserv Forum in Milwaukee.
Hit subscribe for more news, highlights, and analysis from the NBA on NBC.